welcome to episode 413 of Good Luck High Five.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you play Magic the Gathering. Whether you're aiming for one of those Kaldheim qualifier weekends, or maybe you're just hanging around on Spell Table with your friends playing a little Commander.
My name's Maria. I'm one of your hosts.
My name's Meghan. I'm another one of your hosts.
And on this week's episode, what we were going to do was a bunch of Kaldheim predictions before any cards were previewed.
That's right. But it turns out previews were happening way sooner this year than they ever have before. And so we're a little bit behind the ball. But we're still going to try and make some predictions based on the information that we have.
Yeah, we've got some really fun predictions about a whole host of things from Kaldheim. Plus, we're also going to talk about all the cool stuff that has already been previewed from Kaldheim and what we know so far, because let me tell you, it looks pretty sweet.
It does look super sweet. You know, I'm honestly real stoked.
I know. We're going to kick things off once we get into the show by watching the trailer together, the teaser trailer that dropped.
Yes, which Maria has seen, but I have not seen.
It'll be Megan's first time, so we're all going to experience it together. And I personally have just been a huge fan of these early previews, actually, that Wizards of the Coast put together, because they've been using cool metal bands to preview some of these cards and like make up songs. I just think it's really, really neat and a super cool marketing tool that they have now in their arsenal for this set specifically, which has been, I think, a huge hit amongst the fans. And I'm included in those fans because I am a fan.
Yeah. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking for a text that I sent Maria up to 1 year ago.
It was a long time ago, Megan. I don't think you're going to find this text.
I think that I'm going to. It was something funny about a dog and beans, but it's not the classic can't stop thinking about that bean. But it's something, and I will find it, and we will all enjoy it together on this show.
See, the whole point of this is that I'm a real fan of the Bush's Baked Bean dog, as you may know, who says, quote, roll that beautiful bean footage when where we're looking at these Bush's Baked Beans on TV. And Megan apparently sent me a meme about this, and I feel like it was up to like maybe a year and a half ago, possibly
it was
2
not
years.
that long ago. Maria, this is the 2020 effect. It was not that long ago.
Okay.
It was sometime this year, but also it turns out that we text each other a lot.
You're gonna be scrolling for days there.
We kind of we text each other a lot. Do you think we have a problem?
Well, yes, obviously. But who doesn't? It's a pandemic. You know?
I mean, fair enough. Fair.
We can't judge.
Enough. Oh, I found it, Maria!
You found it! Oh my gosh,
September
okay. First
25th.
It was
Maria,
only in September?
September 25th. You thought it was 2 years ago.
I literally thought it was 2 years ago.
Oh, working on a campaign for Bush's Baked Beans. The brief described a commercial with their dog mascot, Duke. They meant to write, Duke reveals the beans. But they wrote, Duke reveal a bean.
Is this like true? This is like the true story of the Bush's Baked Bean commercial? Or is this just like silliness?
This is just a guy who is talking about like a mistake that he made at a meeting once.
So this is actually lore about Bush's Baked Beans.
Yes. Duke reveal a bean.
We learned so much on Good Luck High Five, you know? All about Magic the Gathering and all about Bush's Baked Beans and Duke the Baked Bean Dog.
Duke the Baked Bean Dog.
If you haven't seen these commercials, go check them out. They are just truly a work of art. And whoever came up with the idea of a dog secretly guarding a baked bean recipe, I don't know who you are, but you're hired. You're hired.
Yeah. Okay, we can now move on with the show.
And everyone forget about the fact that I thought September was literally 2 years ago.
You literally said it was 1.5 to 2 years ago that I sent you that text.
Unbelievable. Duke, save me. Duke!
Yeah. Oh, Duke.
Before we get into the show, a big thank you to everybody who's a supporter over on patreon.com/GLHF Magic.
That's right.
Truly, you would not get these Duke baked bean facts without you.
This is what your Patreon dollars pay for. And a shout out to our new patrons since the last episode. Alex, Arthur, AB, you know who you are, Robert, and Gabby.
Yay! Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you to each and every one of you so very, 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 very much. It truly means the world to us, especially in this cold season of many questions.
That's a great way to put winter, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's a cold season of many questions like, will this winter end? And what next?
I really have the question of, will this winter begin? Because we don't even have any snow here in Minnesota.
That's true. Although we did have a huge snowfall in October.
Yeah, that was really bizarre.
We had a huge snowfall in October and then a huge snowfall in November. Now, no snow on the ground.
There's nothing. It was raining today. Raining.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm not a winter person, but I will say there comes a time of year when you just need to cover up all of this sad grass.
Yeah, this grass is really sad. Everything's looking dead.
It is like brown and gray and sad out there. Please cover it up.
So if you want your name read out by us at the beginning of the show, become a new patron before our next episode, patreon.com/GLHFmagic. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined. It really brightens our holiday season. And speaking of the holiday season, next episode is going to be our Crimbies show where we give out our awards. Right. So if you have any good categories to suggest for our Crimby Awards, you can tweet at us at GLHFmagic or go over into the Discord, which you have available for patrons. There's a thread in there right now asking for Crimby categories.
Ooh, nice. So if you're a patron, you get to suggest Crimbies.
Nice. Also, a big thank you to Card Kingdom. You can head over to cardkingdom.com/GLHF. That's the link to use if you buy anything from them. You can say good luck high five in your order and you get a sticker or a token and buy whatever you want basically in your magical life.
That's right. You may have seen that they previewed the 2 Kaldheim commander decks that are going to come out next year. If you want to get those and battle against each other, we'll get a pair of them and battle them so you know which one you maybe want to get your little paws on.
Which one's broken and which one stinks.
Yes, exactly. If it's like last video, it will be which one is busted and which one is just bad.
I've also got here a box of Commander Legends. Still great and awesome to draft if you're into Commander, or even if you just want to play a unique draft format. This box, which is supplied to us from Card Kingdom, is empty. All the packs have been opened. Why is that, Megan?
Because it is now empty, like my soul, after you made me drink a lot of eggnog while we opened it.
So yeah, coming up this Wednesday, what day of the week will that be? The 23rd. You can check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/goodluckhighfive. We have a box opening video of this Commander Legends box, which is really sweet with a bunch of cool stipulations, but it's also an eggnog drinking challenge.
Oh, I don't. You know that like that bottle of eggnog is still in my fridge.
Yeah, same.
The bottle of eggnog is still in my fridge, and obviously I will never touch it, but I hate food waste. And so, that same day... Are you going to
drink it?
No. But that same day, my partner came over, and I was like, hey, do you want some eggnog? Hoping that he'd be like, yes. And he was like, no, eggnog is terrible.
Nobody will say yes to eggnog.
I was like, you're right. I wish that you... But I was hoping that you were one of the 5 people who liked it.
You know, dear listeners, we do this for you truly out of love. We drank so much eggnog.
So much eggnog.
I was sick the rest of the night after making that video.
Literally, had to lay on my couch for an hour and a half and not move.
Yeah, it was hard to move because it was sloshing around in us. And it was horrific. And if you want to see us torture ourselves for your delight, check out that YouTube video. That is what happened.
That is what happened.
Festive for the holidays. Watch Maria and Megan drink themselves sick.
What a good time.
All right, everybody, it's time to talk about Kaldheim and everything that we know about Magic's newest set dropping on Arena on the 28th of January.
Yeah, we're going to start out by watching the trailer right now because I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Kaldheim teaser is what they've called it on Magic the Gathering's YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the show notes so you can watch along at home with us. Or if you're watching the video, I'll put it up there so you can just see it. But yeah, this is going to be Megan's first time and my probably fifth time. Ready? On the count of 3?
Yes.
Okay.
You count us down.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
This world is one of legend.
Megan, I want your first impressions.
I love this. I love this color palette. This moving liquid metal is spooky.
Yes, it's really beautiful. It's like teal and purple, and this moving, oozing metal is oozing down a tree.
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with that. That seems bad.
These cool like gods in the background or heroes of Kaldheim look really epic too. And now here's where the sword is being forged.
Ooh, it's not like forged. It's like being melded out of the earth itself.
It's being birthed from this tree. Ooh, there's a Valkyrie.
Yes. Oh.
All right, here's Tibalt.
Yes.
He makes a fist. Unimaginable chaos.
I'm way into this soundtrack.
Yes, isn't it awesome? There's cool metal music behind it. Big fan. And then the Kaldheim logo appears. #raise your axe. Previewing the January 7th stream at 9 a.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/magic. That's going to unveil more information about Kaldheim.
Nice.
That was pretty epic.
That was pretty cool. I liked it. It had those I felt like the art was, especially like with the battle happening, like the brief still from a battle had classic, like Ragnarok theming of it.
Oh, it did for sure. And
of
you
just
can
some massive monstrous battle that they're having and a big god and all these types of different creatures. Very cool.
I like how you can kind of see the showcase frame mimicked in the art in that trailer.
Yeah.
A little bit, which is also cool. We're going to talk about the showcase frame in a second because it has been revealed and it's beautiful. But yeah, I think really, really cool trailer. I'm interested to see if we get a longer trailer since they called that one the teaser on the 7th.
Yeah.
So maybe we will.
I also wonder, man, Tibalt finally making moves instead of just being the butt of every jokes of the multiverse.
He truly has been for his entire life. I mean, at least his card in War of the Spark was playable.
Yes, but Tibalt basically only for the jokes.
Yes, Tibalt's been a joke in Magic since his first card was ever printed, and he was notoriously the worst planeswalker ever.
But now Tibalt is watch out. You call me the worst planeswalker? I will come for you.
I will come for you. In Kaldheim, I will hopefully be a good planeswalker for the first time ever and not just a, playable sideboard card.
Yeah, I hope so. That would be pretty cool.
Give Tibalt this chaos sword and let's just mess some stuff up. That's what I say.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so let's talk about
sentiments.
What else we know here from Kaldheim other than this teaser trailer. Tibalt wants to steal what I believe is a Sword of the Realms, his weapon of unimaginable chaos. Giggle, giggle, giggle.
Okay. Oh, this is sorry. We'll talk about this when we get into guessing because we have a lot of card predictions, but we didn't talk about story prediction. And so I want to make sure that we do that also.
Okay. Story prediction for sure.
But sagas are back.
Yes, sagas. We are huge fans of sagas on Good Luck High Five.
Such big fans because they're so cool. They're just one of the coolest innovations in Magic in the last couple of years. And the art is always so cool because you get that vertical slice art. They're usually pretty good cards. Even uncommon ones have seen play in Standard.
Oh, for sure.
With the Eldest Reborn being in there, Elspeth's Nightmare being in there right now.
Elspeth Conquers Death.
Obviously one of the iconic ones. Yeah, it's very cool.
This new one they've previewed here is also very powerful. Showdown of the Scalds for 2 red white. Chapter 1, exile the top 4 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. Ooh. So you got to do it probably the next turn, but whatever. Chapters 2 and 3, whenever you cast a spell this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control.
Oh, and you know what? This card has been the subject of some heated debate.
Yes,
because there are people being like, it bad. And there are other people being like, Escape to the Wilds was busted. So tell me how this card is bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, at first blush, I saw this card and I do admit to thinking, oh, well, that's not good enough. Like, red and white wants to be aggressive, and taking a turn off to play this is too much of a hit. But at the same time, that first chapter ability is kind of also like, what am I thinking of? The red invention. Inventors. What am I thinking?
What are you thinking of?
Where you can play the top card of your library. And it was in mono red.
Oh, that one.
Invention. Why can't I think of it?
Experimental
frenzy. There it is. Okay, so this is what quarantine does to you. We were talking about this earlier, not being able to remember anything ever. But yeah, experimental frenzy. It reminds me of that a little bit, which I would have said back then too. Oh, taking a turn off to play experimental frenzy, not worth it. But this is kind of like an experimental frenzy on steroids for chapter 1.
But experimental frenzy it turned out like the worst thing that could happen to you if you were playing against mono red. Yeah, because all of a sudden, now do you know what? You're definitely going to die. It's just going to happen.
It's just going to happen to you. It's just going to happen to you.
You're going to die, and it's going to be soon.
Yeah. I don't know about chapters 2 and 3. I assume those will be good in these colors. It remains to be seen if this sees play, but I think a lot of people fired back when they're like, this card's not good. And they're like, hello, mentioning Escape to the Wilds, mentioning Experimental Frenzy. Like, do you remember these cards? They were totally busted.
Yeah. Like, let's just wait it out and see, man.
Yeah, and see if Boros gets a deck in Standard, because it doesn't have one right now.
That is very true. We also know that there are going to be shapeshifters or changelings to go along with the tribal theme of this set.
I'm so excited for these changelings. I haven't ever really gotten to play with very many except for master sets, because Lorwyn happened before you and I started playing. Mm-hmm.
And changelings are a nice addition, because our last tribal set was Ixalan, which had an issue of like, you'd really need to be like narrow, like hone in on your niche color pair that you were drafting.
Yeah.
Because you could not find, like, there wasn't a lot of ways to cross over. But changelings really help that happen. Yeah,
because it's every creature type. So I think
an elf, it a dwarf, it a giant,
it a
Valkyrie.
Angel. Valkyrie, yeah. Really, really cool. I remember in Ixalan being kind of disappointed. Oh, you're drafting vampires. Oh, you're drafting dinos. So hopefully we'll see changelings across the colors. And it looks like R&D has taken the note from Ixalan, because they did say that they've... Mark Roser has actually written about this and said, yeah, we know that was a problem, and we do have to kind of tweak it moving forward if we want to do tribal again. And I think this is evidence that they learn from their mistakes and they're growing, and now it's going to be easier to draft across tribes in Kaldheim.
Yeah, I really hope so, and it certainly looks that way. And, of course, we now know gods are coming back.
Yeah, gods have returned, everybody.
Yeah.
Gods have been a part of Magic since Amonkhet?
No, since Theros.
Since Theros. And they've always been big, bad, beefy creatures that have been very hard to kill.
Yeah.
So there have been different ways that people have dealt with them, like the gods that tuck themselves back into your library, the gods that were indestructible. This god have a different deal.
That's right. So this god is just a creature on its front with lots of other, obviously it's like great creature. Halvar, God of Battle, is 2 white for a 4/4 legendary creature god. Creatures you control that are enchanted or equipped have double strike. Yes. At the beginning of each combat, you may attach target aura or equipment attached to a creature you control to target creature you control.
Okay,
so you just shuffle them around.
Yeah, sure.
Just do a little, like, that thing where they put a bean under a cup.
A Bush's baked bean? That's when he revealed the bean. When he's playing the cup game. Duke reveals the bean. He was playing the cup game. It makes sense. Halvar is a god on the front and a sword on the back, which is how I describe my hairstyle. Which I'm not sure what that hairstyle would be, but it's definitely a rat tail.
What does that mean?
Do you remember rat tails?
Like personally?
Yeah, like the hairstyle.
I mean, I don't think I ever knew someone who had one.
Oh man, rat
But
tails.
obviously, like we all remember the iconic rat tail that Anakin Skywalker had.
Oh
wait,
yes.
Or no, was it?
It was Anakin. It was Anakin.
It was Anakin. But did Obi-Wan also have one?
Yes, because you have your rat tail when you're a Padawan, and then they cut it off.
Because you have to have a rat tail. They're like, do you know what? You need to be embarrassed about something, okay? As a Padawan, like it's an important part.
You have to look terrible for a while.
Yeah, you have to have made a bad choice.
I'm going to take a detour here because I just need to talk about this since you brought it up. So I've got to remember what movie exactly this is. Okay. I'm just trying to remember for sure. I want to make sure I have the exact right one. It's not this one. It's not this one. I was recently just okay, here it is. Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. Notoriously terrible. Yes. But I in my mind, part of it had blocked out how terrible it was. Like I was like, yeah, that movie was bad.
You can't hold on to all of it.
Like seriously, I was like, okay, we all know it was a bad movie, whatever. But I recently watched a clip. This clip is titled, if you want to look for it on YouTube, Anakin Skywalker, parentheses, trying to seduce Padme and being a drama queen later on, end of parentheses. And it is quite possibly the worst scene I have ever seen in a movie. And it is for sure, from budget level to level of terribleness of the scene, like no question. The acting is out of this world terrible. And that's both of them. And the direction is horribly bad. They move around like little wooden robots, and then they sit on their spot, and they're like, now I say my line. Now I say my line. Okay, I just recently rewatched that clip, and I had to relive it, and I was like, everybody, I did not remember how bad that movie was. I thought it was bad. No, it is actually
terrible.
Terrible. Anyway,
one of my favorite Twitter accounts that I follow is like incorrect Star Wars quotes. And I think it's from Attack of the Clones. And it's like when Anakin is like trying to hit on Amidala or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like standing together, and she's like, the fake quote that they put over it was like her being like, "Are you seeing anyone?" And he's like, "No. Why do you ask?" And she's like, "No reason. I just think that you should be seeing a therapist or something."
And true. And very true.
Very true. Oh, one of my favorite, like, I don't know, like random bits on Twitter.
I saw a picture of Obi-Wan giving Luke the lightsaber, and there was a quote over it that said, this was your father's lightsaber. He used it to kill 30 children. I left him to die in a pit of lava. Here you go. Okay.
So
all this
true.
Off of Rat Tail.
Yep. Anyways, rat tails.
Rat tails, they were a thing in my school. Anyway, let's forget about that horrible fashion choice. We didn't even talk about the back of Halvar, so this is what it is. Sword of the Realms is the rat tail.
What is it?
The rat tail of Halvar is Sword of the Realms, 1 and a white. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has vigilance. Whenever equipped creature dies, return it to its owner's hand, equipped 1 and a white. So there you go.
Yeah, pretty cool. Like, it's an equipment on the back.
I love it. Modal double-faced god is what they're calling this. We don't know if all of the gods are going to have equipment on the back or what their backside will be.
But we're going to,
we don't know what the backside of this god.
It's nice.
But it's probably pretty nice because they're in God.
Nice. But that won't stop us from making some ill-informed guesses.
Yes, indeed. We have many guesses about these gods.
Oh, we certainly do.
I want to say one thing about the design of this. I'm a bigger fan of this because this god can be killed. It's not as incredibly annoying as some of those other gods that had indestructible that you're just like, well, I can just like hopefully chump it for the rest of the game if I don't have any exile effects.
Yeah.
Which I think is nice.
Oh, man. And like going into like story stuff, right? Like it's like thematically correct for Ragnarok, which is a time when all the gods die and there's a giant final battle. So like in this world, gods should be able to die.
Oh, great point. Great point.
Yeah.
I also like that Halvar can be your commander. And it's kind of like the legendary sword is your commander. Which I think is even cooler.
Very, very cool.
Okay, so those are things we know already from Kaldheim. We also know Kaya's back with a card that's just completely busted, as far as I can tell from reading it.
Yeah.
From the reading I've done with my mind and eyes. But yeah, we're gonna make some predictions about what we're gonna see in Kaldheim that we haven't already seen. I have a list here that I made before even all of this started. So this is legit. I have the receipts. So if I had anything right, I will tell you. Which I kind of did, but also most of it has not been either confirmed or denied yet.
All right.
Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about what mechanics we think are going to be returning.
Yes. Maria, you have a guess, which I am a particularly big fan of.
Yes, I think that, drum roll please, snow will be returning.
Because, it cold.
Kaldheim, it's snow. All of the art they've shown is like trees with snow on them.
Yes, it should be cold. It should be snowy. So why not have snow as a mechanic?
Yes, absolutely. It's Norse. There's snow. They've got snow there. There's no snow in Minnesota now, but there's probably snow in Lower North.
Snore, Norse snore.
There's probably Norse snorer right now. And also, I love snow. It's one of my top number one favorite mechanics, if you can call it that, of all time, which I suppose you have to call it that. It seems a little weird. And snow-covered lands are some of my favorite number one arts of all time of land. Snow-covered forest is my favorite forest, which with the birch trees. And snow has just been so fun. When did we last see it? What set was it? It was a special set.
Maybe it was Masters 25.
It was a really fun set. I remember
like
for
that.
draft.
It must have been one of the master sets.
It was in one of the master sets, and it found its way into modern. And there was a cool 5-color snow deck in modern. And it was a really, 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 really fun deck to play. So I hope that maybe we'll get some tool for that deck, because that deck was a blast, but it wasn't quite competitive enough.
Yeah. My guess for returning mechanic is Ascend.
Yes, great guess.
So
great
Ascend was the mechanic from the second Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, which you get the city's blessing if you have 10 or more permanents. And so it's you're ascending up to the city, you get the city's blessing. And I think that that's like trying to ascend to Valhalla.
Yes,
and then you get
100%.
And then you get the blessing.
Yes.
So that's my guess, right? You're trying to do something. You're trying to ascend and get the blessing.
I love it. 100% ascend. So let's talk about mechanics that we are now going to invent.
Completely
out of whole cloth.
Invent. And that will probably,
Well, we have been correct in the past.
That's
I will
true.
say that. We have.
I was like spot on with mutate, and it was spooky.
You got mutate 100% correct. I guessed bestow correctly from Theros. So here we go.
Yeah.
I'm very nervous. Hopefully we get another hit on our hands here.
All right.
My mechanic is called Forge, which, hello, makes sense in this Viking Norse set. Yeah. The way Forge works is cards will have a Forge X on them. So creatures, whatever. And what happens when you Forge is you make a little rune. Just like a little rune. If it's like Forge 3, then you make 3 little runes. Forge 1, you make a rune. And what you can do is you can crack a rune. So, sacrifice it is what I mean. I'm like, what is the actual word for cracks? Sacrifice. You sacrifice a rune and you can scry. So
Ooh.
pretty nice. Or you can save up 3 runes and crack them all at once and draw a card.
Oh, I like it. You know, I love scrying and drawing cards, so obviously I'm going to be a very big fan.
Yeah, I mean, runes make sense for scrying for sure. And I think that it's I wanted to make it different than clue tokens because clue was always, what, did you have to pay to crack your clue?
Yeah, you had to pay 1 to crack your clue.
Okay. So this is like a little bit of a variant in that. Then you have to have 3 runes, which I think is probably fair depending on how much forge you put on cards. And 1 you like, and it makes a neat decision point, like, oh, do I scry right now or do I save up to draw cards? Well, next turn I've got another forge too, so then I can draw a card, but I really want to make sure I can hit my land or whatever. Forge.
Yeah, for sure. Maria, I think that could be a hit. Like,
all right.
That's a good one.
Call me, Watsy. Call me.
Mine is also kind of a throwback to another mechanic, but this one is called Hammer. Goes with Forge. Hammer and Forge. And Hammer is kind of like Raid. So Raid was like on cards, and if you cast it and you had attacked with a creature that turn, then you got some other kind of effect. Hammer is like Raid, except it's if you have a creature that has been dealt damage this turn.
Oh.
Because you want to die in battle so that you can go to Valhalla and then prepare yourself for Ragnarok. And so it's like that, right? Like you want them to have been dealt damage and then you get a bonus.
Ooh, they've been hammered.
They've been hammered.
Get hammered. That's what people say. Get hammered.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, what's it called? Enrage.
Oh, yeah, it is a little bit like Enrage, which
But
is like if that creature gets dealt damage, then it does something.
Yeah. Interesting.
But this is like an ETB effect instead.
An ETB. Okay, cool. Hammer and Forge. All right. We'll see if Wizards mechanics end up being better than ours or if we beat them. Or if we're just right.
Or if we're just right. So Maria, we know one god.
Yes.
So we know the white god. We need to go ahead and like try and find the ones for the rest of the color pie, I think.
All right, here we go. We're going to name these gods and give you their abilities. So,
all right.
Here we go. Number 1, the blue god is going to be Astrid, god of the Tarn.
Ooh.
You remember Scalding Tarn? I never knew what that really meant until I looked up and I Googled Norse for lake. The answer is Tarn.
Whoa. Wow,
So there
you
you
learn
go.
something new every day.
We've taught you about bushes, baked beans, and the word for Tarn in the Norse language.
Yeah.
I mean lake. Astrid, god of the Tarn, is a blue god. On the other side, you can cast it to draw some cards.
Ooh. You know I'm into it.
Classic blue card right there.
So here's my guess for the red one. Red is Jaffa, god of the helm, and the other side is a helm. It's like a helmet equipment. It's just a helm.
Okay, the red one is either a hammer or a helm, and I don't think there's much chance of literal anything else. Especially if they all end up being equipment, which we don't know, but maybe they do.
That's very true.
The black god, I think, is pretty obvious, and that is Taveti, god of death's honor.
Ooh.
And the other side is a pretty cheap removal spell.
Oh, and like I feel like it would be like an all-powerful one, right? Like it can kill any non-land permanent, maybe?
Yes. Yeah, for sure planeswalkers and creatures, but maybe even any non-land permanent. It's got to be pretty good.
Yeah, got to be real good.
Because, yeah, we're not making a god with some crappy removal spell in the back. We're just not doing that.
No, we're not.
Okay, how about green?
Green is Leaf, the woodland god. And obviously. And the other side is an enchantment that's like Mirari's Wake that gives your creatures +1/+1 and doubles your mana.
Nice.
Yeah.
That makes total sense for green.
Right? And I feel like an enchantment, like, right, it would be cool. That would be cool if it was like a god on one side and an enchantment on the other.
I like that a lot. It reminds me of Search for Azcanta, kind of, in a different sort of way. Super excited to find out what actually is the deal with these gods. Are they all equipment, or are they like other stuff on their flip side?
Yeah.
I also have to give it to us for these names of these gods. Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Turns out Norse names are kind of awesome.
I love the name Astrid. Astrid is an A+ name. It's one of my favorite names of all time.
Astrid, Taveti, Yafa, and Leaf. Hello.
Yeah.
Cool names.
You know, good old Norse gods.
Something that I predicted as being in this set was vehicles. Have it written on my sheet right here. And we do know that vehicles are coming back, despite the fact that we haven't actually seen any vehicles yet in this set. But we do know that they are coming back. So
I bet you there's going to be a chariot.
Oh, a chariot. I was going to say there's going to be a Viking ship.
Ooh, a Viking ship is a good one too.
Yeah,
I'm
for
thinking
sure.
of like a battle chariot.
Ooh, a battle chariot. A bariot.
Right? Is that the word that I'm looking for? Like, what's the thing that I'm thinking of? You know,
I know
it's
what you're
like,
thinking of.
It's pulled by a horse, and it's like, and you stand in the back and you throw a spear.
Yeah, battle chariot. I don't know what else you would call that, honestly.
Cool.
A battle chariot.
It is a chariot. Okay. And chariot's a fireplace.
That's a great song.
Yeah, it really is. An all-timer.
It is an all-timer. It truly is.
What are some other cards that you think that we're going to see?
Okay, so we just listed some card names here. Perhaps we'll tell you what they do. First of all, I have Read the Runes, which is like a no-brainer to me that's a card. We've had Read the Bones. We've had something runes, I'm sure. And let's just smash them together. Let's read some runes. Let's draw 2, lose 2 life for 3 mana. There you go.
Nice. Read the runes. Read the room,
runes.
am I right?
Read the room and print Read the Runes. Hello. What have you got for me?
Ooh, I have Valhalla's Gift, which I think is just like an instant of some kind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just
100%.
like an instant. It's a combat trick.
I think they're going to reprint Lightning Strike.
Ooh,
Seems like
that seems really, pretty straightforward.
Seems kind of straightforward to me. It's on like the packaging, all these lightning bolts and all that kind of stuff. It's very metal. Another card name that I just am in love with is called Loot of Libations, which I'm in love with it because I'm imagining the art, which is loot that a bunch of people are partying and drinking from.
So like wait, someone's like playing the lute, but then a wine is coming out of one end?
Yeah, and like somebody's under it, like drinking it.
Great. Into it.
But what does it do? What does it do?
I don't know, man. It makes them a creature can't attack.
Okay.
Because they're too drunk.
Great. Like you tap 3 creatures sleep for a turn or something like that.
Yep.
Okay, great.
I have Prophecy of Ragnarok, which is some kind of like classic like red discard and draw cards.
Yeah. That's great. Number 1.
Yeah, right, because red, it's just like, oh, doom is coming, but it's in a very like metal red way and not just blue.
I put down Feast of Fancy, which Meghan was quick to tell me sounds like Fancy Feast, the cat food.
Look, I'm just telling you.
Which I think will be a very cute nickname for this iconic card, Feast of Fancy, which has to be probably green, I would imagine. And you go and like get lands, gain life, get lands, probably.
Perfect. Love it.
I also have Horn of Famine, which is a play on the Horn of Plenty.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite. It's a black removal spell.
Ooh, I love it.
Think of the art as the Horn of Plenty, and instead of nice, pretty food coming out of it, it's all rotten and gross.
Gross. I hate it. I hate it already. Do you
Grossest card contender.
We've got to have some, right, like that hammer that we've seen again and again. Got to be a card, right?
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
What do you mean what we've seen again and again?
Like it's been on like images
on the
and
collector
packages
booster.
and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Like we've seen a bunch of art of it. That hammer gotta be its own card.
Sure. They've got to have a hammer.
Yeah.
Like legendary hammer. It's probably the Red Gods thing.
It probably is. Yafa, god of the hammer, other side is a hammer.
We're like, it can't be God of the Forge because we already have a God of the Forge.
Exactly. God of the hammer.
God of the
God
hammer.
of the helm. God of the hammer.
Either one. I'll take either one. My last card that I have designed is a figurehead of fury.
Ooh, yeah, I like this. So it's like the figurehead on the prow of a boat and it's angry.
Yes. and it's super angry, and it's an angel. So it's a
Great.
really angry Valkyrie who's been somehow enchanted and turned in to the helm of the boat.
I love
and
it.
she's like so mad because she wants to be flying around.
Yeah,
in
she doesn't want to be
battle.
the prow of someone's boat.
So she must be able to change into an angel if some requirement is met. It's like an artifact, and then
Ooh,
you can
that,
pay,
like flips.
or that you pay like the gargoyles.
Oh yeah, you pay and then it becomes a creature that can
Yeah.
attack.
Mhm. Yeah.
Great. Love
Figurehead
it.
of Fury. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, Maria.
Yes, Megan.
One of the things we said at the top of this, that you
Yeah.
said at the top of this, Tibalt. Is he
Yep.
going to be good?
I mean, if Tibalt is good, is it really
A
in
Tibalt?
service to Tibalt? Yeah.
If Tibalt's good, is it really a Tibalt?
I feel like we've locked ourselves inside a what word am I looking for?
Schrodinger's.
Paradox.
Oh, never mind.
A Schrodinger's cat of Tibalt.
Of Tibalt, like, while we don't know if Tibalt exists, it's both a good card and a bad card.
I think that is true. That is exactly the situation we're in currently.
Yes.
And then we'll, if it ends up being good, it's a paradox of Tibalt because
Yes.
Tibalt can't be good and yet it is good. How does this exist?
How does it exist? Great question.
Yeah, so I think they will have made every effort to make this card playable because he's in the trailer. But will they have actually achieved it? What does Tibalt do? I think one of the abilities has to be stealing an artifact of some kind.
Oh, yeah, I think for sure. A little Dak Fate in action.
But is that too narrow?
Okay, look, Maria, you got to do the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm going to say Tibalt, 1 red.
Yeah, for sure. Cheap card. Yeah.
Cheap card.
All right.
1 red.
1 red.
3 loyalty.
Ooh.
You can -2 to deal 2 damage to up to 2 targets.
Okay, that makes sense. It's a very Tibalt ability.
Yeah.
Okay, protects itself. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
So then we need a +1.
Yeah. Maybe +1 to steal an equipment?
Gosh.
Wait, that seems way too good.
I don't know. Because also what I had on my notes actually was that I have artifact set with 2 question marks after it because
Yeah.
I thought there might be some more deals with equipment and artifacts in this set because for in my head Vikings, metal, making things out of metal, whatever.
Yeah.
But
so
even
maybe okay, what about Tibalt's -5? So ultimate.
The ultimate.
Maybe it's -6. Let's be good.
Okay,
-6. Gain control of all equipment your target opponent controls.
I love it. What if it's just like the worst ever ultimate? They're like, I am not playing any.
Exactly. If they have none, you're just like, fine.
Oh, because he takes the horde. That's a cool dragon ultimate too, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it. Equipment. Do you want to expand? No, that would be so bad. Like enchantments. I don't know. I don't know,
what
man.
if his +1 steals an equipment and attaches it to a creature you control, but then you have to give it back at end of turn?
Sure. So an act of treason.
So it's an act of treason for equipment that auto attaches it to something. So you don't have to pay to attach.
I like it. That's a good +1. And then the -6 can be chaos, something chaotic. We did coin flips with Rakdos back in the day.
Take all.
Put 10 Bs.
-6. Take all non-land permanents you and target opponent control and shuffle them into one pile. And then
This is a tiny text. Okay, keep going.
and then deal them at random between you and your opponent.
What do you mean deal them at random?
Okay, and then wait. Divide them into 2 face down piles.
Okay.
Your opponent chooses one.
Oh, this could be so bad for you.
Right? That's the thing is it could be really good or it could be really bad.
I love it. Tibalt, we've created once again a terrible planeswalker.
like there are some good part, like, right? It has the potential to be good. That active treason for equipment is pretty sweet. That -2 is pretty good. The -6 is chaos.
I love it. This is my new favorite planeswalker.
So take all non-land, non-Tibalt permanents you and target opponent control. So you don't have to shuffle Tibalt. Wait, no, yeah, you do. You have to shuffle. Take all non-land permanents you and target opponent control.
So Tibalt goes into this pile?
Yes, if he's still alive. You know, if you didn't like ultimate him and put him at 0.
Okay. And so if he comes back to me, then
he's at 3 loyalty again.
Wow.
Because he's just like coming into play.
And here's the other thing. You didn't say these piles had to be even.
No.
So I could be like, there's 2 things in this pile and there's 6 things in this pile. What do you want?
Yeah, exactly. Like you divide them into 2 face down piles and your opponent chooses one.
Whoa. It's like the peanut butter sandwich dilemma.
What's the peanut butter sandwich dilemma?
It's where your mom makes you make the peanut butter sandwich and you cut it. And then your sister chooses which piece is hers.
Wait, your mom doesn't make you make the sandwich. Your mom just makes you cut the sandwich and the other kid choose.
My mom's like, you're also making this.
I like the part where your mom makes you make the sandwich.
You really get the raw end of the deal. The sandwich maker really just has to put in more work overall, than the sandwich chooser.
Look, kid, you're going to make a sandwich, but then you don't get to eat the whole thing.
Yeah, it was a real rough time in the kitchen for me. My jar of Skippy. Now that we've made a Tibalt that's somehow satisfied the Schrodinger's dilemma of being both playable and unplayable at the same time.
Yes.
Megan, you said you wanted to have a prediction about the story.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Tibalt is going to successfully steal the sword and is going to be the multiverse's next big villain, going around to different planes and causing chaos by killing things with his sword.
100%. It's 1,000% what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I believe it with all of my heart.
Yep.
Tibalt is the new Joker.
Yeah, Tibalt is the new Nikki B.
Yeah, the new Nikki B just wants to watch the world burn.
Exactly.
Tibalt. He's like, I was the butt of all of your jokes for far too long. Now you're going to be the joke. Oh my gosh, the big Joker comic, The Killing Joke. It all comes together. Tibalt is just the Joker.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense, man. Makes a lot of sense.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. I can't get over your mom makes you make
All right, everybody, it's time to thank another one of our awesome sponsors, Ultra Pro.
That's right. Just a really awesome place to get, just anything you need for your Magic life to celebrate all of the really cool secret layer art that we've seen this year.
It's
if
great.
you want to have it on something huge that you don't have to just look at just the card, you can have it on a playmat. They are the place to go.
They also have this great video of somebody walking across their deck boxes and their deck boxes being totally fine, supporting the weight of an adult human as they walk across them. So if you are in the market for a deck box that is basically indestructible for anything you can, realistically imagine happening in your life,
Yes.
Ultra Pro has got you.
Amazing.
Well, everybody, that's this episode of Good Luck High Five. Thank you so much for coming along on another weekly journey with us through all these new Kaldheim cards. Really exciting stuff. You can be sure that our upcoming episodes will also be chock full of all of the new Kaldheim stuff as we learn it.
That's right. We will celebrate every single card that we definitely got 100% right.
Yep, for sure. For sure.
And it's going to be a lot of them, so get ready for that.
We got at least 100% are in there. I'm pretty positive this time around.
Absolutely.
Thank you again to everybody who supports us on patreon.com/GLHF Magic. Remember, if you become a new patron before our next episode, we'll give you a shout out on the air. And to our other sponsors, Ultra Pro and Card Kingdom, head to cardkingdom.com/GLHF. If you're going to buy anything, that's our affiliate link so they know that you love us. Ask for a sticker in your order and they got you.
That's
next
right.
episode, the Crimbies.
Oh, so exciting. And in the meantime, remember, if your mom makes you make a peanut butter sandwich, you should get the whole thing.